So, I'm going to talk about the She-Hulk Attorney at Law series. I'm going to be talking about the ending, especially. I'm going to talk heavily on the ending. And, there's going to be spoilers. So, yeah, if you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. Then come back here, tell me what you guys thought. So, She-Hulk on a whole was fun. That's what I can say the most, is that this was probably one of the most fun I've had in an MCU show in a while. Now, where does it rank in terms of the other shows? I would say there were a lot of good shows too. That's the problem, is that everyone was a kind of a consistent hit. So, but I still think, like, the more I think about it, like, the more I've thought about it, the more I think, like, Captain America and Winter Soldier, Falcon and Winter Soldier, along with WandaVision, are like the top tier. Then Moon Knight right behind it. It's difficult to say, but I did like all of them, and this was fun. And that's the thing, like, this show really basically calls out everyone, because clearly no one understands She-Hulk. Like, clearly no one in the modern day understands She-Hulk. And I'm not talking like writers, I'm talking like fucking like basic people on the internet. Like, when She-Hulk was announced, I shit you not, there were people literally in comment sections. There were people in the comment sections for the first She-Hulk trailer going, "Oh, it's so woke. This is not what Stan Lee would have wanted. You know, they've ruined. Stan Lee would be turning in his grave." Even though Stan Lee created the character, he helped co-create the character. Yeah, he was one of Stan Lee's last creations. She-Hulk was one of the last creations Stan Lee did for Marvel. Yeah, it's kind of funny. Like, those comments are clearly, like, you can clearly tell who's the comic fans and who isn't. It's one of those moments. So, what did I think of the show? I think the humor is kind of hit and miss. Admittedly, I do think it is kind of very hit and miss. There's really good there are really ones that really were like, you understood the prompt here. And then there were other ones where I was like, that was cringe. But I feel like, on the other hand, I do feel like some of these jokes are supposed to be cringe. Like, I do feel like some of these jokes are supposed to be legit cringe for everybody. Like, they're supposed to be, like, legit cringe to every person. So I was kind of like, okay, I understand the prompt in some capacity. I understand that joke, but, like, I don't know if it was, like, meant to be cringe, because if it's meant to be a cringe joke, then I don't like it when it's purposely cringe jokes. It's a long thing. I'm getting off topic. So, I do like how they made fun of the finale. Let's talk about that real quick, because a lot of people were not expecting how that finale went out, where it goes total fourth wall break. Kevin Feige shows up as a robot. There's NDA disclosures. There's a lot. And I guarantee you, people are like, that's so stupid. Why is she doing this? I guarantee you, if Deadpool did this, which we know he's going to in Deadpool 3, then all of you would be, like, blowing your load right now. But for some reason, because She-Hulk has a vagina, you're gonna be mad about it. Like, I already, like, the moment they did the whole fourth wall break, like, they went full fourth wall break, I was already like, there's gonna be people online probably going, oh, that's a cop-out, or that's really stupid. I'm like, no. A lot of people seem to forget that She-Hulk did the fourth wall break shit a solid decade before Deadpool did it. And again, I guarantee you, if Deadpool did this, everyone would go nuts. And I'm pretty sure, I will say, though, I will give the caveat that Deadpool will probably do it better. Like, I'm pretty sure Deadpool, like, I was actually half expecting Deadpool to show up, like, when Jen was walking through the, Disney film studios. Like, she's going through them, and she passes Wade, or at least Ryan Reynolds. At the very least, I was expecting at least Ryan Reynolds to walk past her, and she goes, "Hey, Ryan. Hey, Jen." I was half expecting that, or, like, Ryan in full Deadpool costume, because I was actually expecting that. Because like when they did the full fourth wall break, I was like, wait, Deadpool 3 got announced like 2 weeks ago. Did they do that? And they said it's going to be part of the MCU. Are they going to have Deadpool cameo? Like a surprise cameo? Sadly, that didn't happen. I was expecting... I can't be the only one who expected like Deadpool to show up. And maybe She-Hulk will show up. Or I have the feeling she'll get at very least mentioned in Deadpool 3. We'll see. But yeah, I understood, like, okay, now we're going full... Because I remember the John Byrne era of She-Hulk did a lot of this. And also, I know, like, She-Hulk twerking was a thing, but, like, there's been whole-ass comics where She-Hulk was skip-roping naked for, like, 4 pages. So, I was like, well, that's the new skip-rope scene right there. Let's talk about Daredevil. Let's get on to Daredevil real quick. Daredevil... I know people are mad. First off, Charlie Cox, welcome back, buddy. You're about to make some serious dough for playing this character because you're gonna play him here. You get to voice the character in the new Spider-Man cartoon, and you get your own show and probably get a cameo and other shit. So Charlie Cox is gonna make bank very soon. To see Daredevil in the classic yellow costume was really fun. I do like that they brought up the West Coast stuff because Matt has done a lot of stuff on the West Coast. There was a whole time where Daredevil and Black Widow, Black Widow was stooping Daredevil for a hot minute, where they moved to the West Coast and did a whole thing. So Daredevil on the West Coast is not a new thing. And it's kind of nice to see Daredevil kind of like the Mark Waid, Steve Ditko kind of Daredevil, where he's fun, but there's kind of a seriousness to him as well. Like, I do like that. Like, they do bring up that, hey, not everything needs to be the Frank Miller or, Brian Michael Bendis era of Daredevil or, Ed Brubaker run. Sometimes it can be Mark Waid run, which I imagine they're going to do like a nice mix of Mark Waid and Frank Miller. Although, if anything, I kind of hope they do a lot with the Chip Zdarsky run, because that run is Jesus Christ. It's amazing. Daredevil... Also, a lot of people are mad that he fucked She-Hulk, that She-Hulk fucked Daredevil, and I'm like, does anyone not realize that Matt Murdock is the biggest man whore in Marvel? Like, you thought he was Iceman or Human Torch? Nah, Matt's got him beat. Matt is like Nightwing is in DC Comics. Daredevil is the biggest man whore in Marvel. So of course he would go for that. He would want to clap some emerald green booty cheeks. Not that I blame him. Tatiana Maslany's pretty hot. I can only imagine the fanfiction. Yeah. So let's get into some stuff I didn't like, because there were some... While I did really like this show, I did have some problems with it. The Intelligentsia being a bunch of neckbeard guys, I understand why they did that, and they had some valid criticism for it. But I was like, man, you could have used the Intelligentsia, because that's supposed to be like the big villain brains of Marvel, like Doctor Doom, the Mad Thinker, MODOK, the Leader, who we know Leader and MODOK are going to be coming soon. So I was kind of hoping for the Intelligentsia to be more than just a blog post. I feel like that was a waste. I do feel like that whole thing was kind of dumb. Abomination, I feel, is kind of wasted. Although while I do like Tim Roth back as Abomination, I do I wish we got more Emil Blonsky we know from the comics. But still, I do kind of like the idea, because Marvel never really does redeem villains. Let me rephrase that. They never do redeem villains well. Like, they never really do redeem... If someone gets redeemed in Marvel, 9 out of 10 times they go back to being a villain. The only one who I haven't seen go back to a villain yet is, well, Hawkeye, obviously. He started out as an Iron Man villain. Black Cat kind of goes... She swings villain, hero, so anti-hero. Venom, anti-hero, because we make bank off of Venom. And Songbird. And that's really it. And Black Widow, excuse me, so that's 5. That's really it that I can think of. Songbird, Black Widow, and I know I'm probably, but yeah, don't say Magneto because we know he falls off the wagon, the hero wagon, every 10 months, like every 5 years. It's a cycle, and he's about to fall off that wagon again in Fall of X. I shit you not. I'm pretty sure that's going to happen. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, Marvel. As a Hulk fan, there is some great stuff. Obviously, seeing Bruce again was really cool, and we get Scar. That was really fun. Like the moment he said he's going back to Sakaar, I was like, "Hey, we're gonna see Scar, right?" Because that's the only reason he'd go back to Sakaar is to see Scar again. So I'm hoping we get more of Scar. Hopefully that's not like a throwaway cameo. Really hoping that. So yeah, Titina. She was alright. I do understand, like, the new updated version of Titina. I think that was really cool. And to bring up all these other fun Marvel characters, like, hey, Manbull! Hey, El Aguila! I know I mispronounced that name, I apologize. Mr. Immortal from the Great Lakes Avengers, Leapfrog. Yeah, it was kind of a nice show to have, like, with characters you don't get to really play with. And, yeah. All in all, it was a good show. I think it was good. Like I said, some of the jokes do kind of hit and miss, and as a Hulk fan, and this is not a knock on She-Hulk. This is not a knock on the She-Hulk show, per se. What this is going to be a knock on is the MCU itself, because maybe I'll do a whole video giving my full complaint on this, but I feel like the MCU's kind of dropped the ball on Hulk stuff in general, but maybe they kind of pick that up with maybe something in the future, especially with Scar now here, because that whole character is a whole thing, but I don't know how well they're going to play that. Yeah. All in all, not bad. It met my expectations. Anyway, so you guys tell me in the comments below, what did you guys think of She-Hulk Attorney at Law? Did you guys like it, hate it? Comment below, let me know. Also, are you guys curious of seeing like my rankings for all the MCU shows that have come out so far for Phase 4? Because I think that was the last one. I'm not going to count Werewolf by Night because that was like its own little special. But yeah, just comment below, let me know. Once again, hope you all enjoyed this. If you haven't already, hit the link below to head on over to my Patreon for exclusive content. Other than that, I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.